It's prime. We're 3 balls in, then we 3 balls out. We all up on your screens like it's prime time's route. Mighty gets a score, and PJ start to scout. Your rhymes really trash, what do you think he's damn fouls? TBI the show, so buckle down, sit back. And Jay we trust, cause he's the leader of the pack. It's prime, Jewball.
This is TBI 3 balls in alongside Logan and Davo. We are back at it again. Holy smokes. 4 games yesterday. Leagues are finally back this week. We've got a crazy show with some guests stopping by. There's a lot going on. Boys, we all played yesterday for the first time in a long time. I'm feeling nostalgic about yesterday. What are your thoughts? 4 games, 2 at 8 o'clock, 2 at 9:45, 1 field.
I think that's the key. 1 field. Sorry, everyone. I know you have
field, and you only signed up for 1 person yourself, right?
Yeah, listen, it's a new Davo, new me. Obviously, keep getting wins because that's what I do nowadays. Shout out to Prime and Pray.
Bring it next week. Yeah.
Oh, hey, listen, whatever. We'll roll with whatever team we have. But honestly, truly, I've been amazed by yesterday. 4 games. I never thought it would actually be possible. I think Jewball only goes up. I think we get 4 games with completely different teams every game.
Oh, jeez. Davo, calm down.
Right, yeah.
Listen,
Let's
you guys.
let's reel it in.
Listen,
I
I
took it again.
I took that little Jewball pill, and I'm excited. I'm ready to go.
More importantly,
As long as it doesn't more less than 4 hours.
Do I smell? You guys are like all the way over that way.
No, I'm just so hot. PJ wants to be close to me. He's trying to get some of that win action.
Ooh. Okay.
He got 1. He got a taste of it, and then he played yesterday.
I'm wondering if you're smelling our first guest.
I think I am. I mean, you said that we were on a big high.
We've got some big stuff going on this episode. It's the man who introduces
The myth, the legend.
TBI every single week. He's none other than Prime in the house at TBI.
What's up? Thank you for having me.
Now look at this. Everyone, just pause.
Come home, Brady.
This is real.
Pause your video
This
right
is
there.
real.
That is a picture of Prime right there. Right there.
Nah, stop.
Where we go. Dude, it is so good to finally have you on TBI.
No, it feels great to be here, man. Definitely feels great to be here. About time. I mean, I'll score touchdowns, I'll catch picks, and like, not this week.
Throw blocks.
Not this week.
Throw blocks.
Well, that's what I do this year. I throw blocks. I'm a lineman this year. You know how it is, but it is what it is. I'm finally here. Finally, your ratings will go up. You get a couple views, so it sounds good for everybody.
Yeah. By the way, please subscribe. Our YouTube channel still wants to grow.
Yes, sir.
Listen, you're wearing nostalgic here. Tom Brady's jersey.
Tom, come home. Come retire a Patriot. Just come retire one day. Just come home, baby. We miss you. You don't even understand what this did to me when he left. It was a whole thing. People were watching me. I was on suicide watch. It was a whole thing. But it is what it is. I'm happy for him. I'm hoping that somehow he's going to get. I know the look of a man going to get his girl back. That's what Tom is doing. He's going to get his girl back. I know he was like, you know what? Prospects aren't looking too crazy. San Francisco's got their quarterback. Not going to AFC West in Las Vegas. Okay, cool. I'm going to go get my girl back. So that's what he's doing, and I respect that. Go do your thing, Tom, but just come home and retire with us.
We have a rule in TBI. We don't talk NFL. We talk Jewball. Dude, you've been with us for 4 years now, right? This is your 4th season?
No. Like a half. I played a little before that.
Listen, it can't be 5 because then he'd be moving to vet status.
Yeah,
I will
never
become a vet.
Is not a vet.
So
Pray won't become a vet without me.
He's not
won't become a vet without me.
That's where it is.
That's how it's going.
That's how it goes. It's the trifecta.
Let's talk.
Exactly.
You play high school football.
Yep.
You do a little post-high school football as well.
True.
Compare all the football you played compared to what you do in Jewball.
I mean, obviously, when you're playing tackle, full.
I would assume
football,
it's less physical than Jewball.
Yeah, it's definitely less physical than
Red
football.
flag,
No, definitely. No, I would say this. In terms of any flag football or I guess sanctioned tackle football that I've played in my life, this is the actual. This is football, and I've been around football for 20 plus years. It's something really dear to my heart. It's something I feel like I would never give up. I'd work my ass off to play forever. So, am I supposed to say ass?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Ass is okay. The other stuff isn't.
It's a donkey, guys.
It's a better word.
I'd say Jewball is that close because it's a grind and it's a family grind. So it's like you're going out there and you're fighting and
That's a
you're
Logan
talking.
I was just saying, grinding on family is something I don't usually do. But
By the way, this is the closest Private and I have been without me getting a concussion.
Enjoy it. You'll never be this close to me. That's fine. That's fine. No, it's just to be with people out there and like, I say some crazy things on the field. I'm sure I've offended a lot of people, but like right afterwards, I'll look in your face and be like, man, I love you. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's real football. And that's how it was on the field because I played people that I did not know and we'd be talking shit the whole game. And as soon as we get off and we're shaking hands at the end, they're like, yo, man, great. You go do something great. You know what I mean? So that's what football's about to me. It's not really about competition. It's about bringing people together just through competition. And it makes you a better person, a better man and woman, anybody, and whatever PJs is. But it's a great thing. I'm just happy to be a part of Jewball because Jewball represents that so well.
Well, listen, you talked about you came in, you're not always catching touchdowns. You still got 11 touchdowns on the season. But I think the biggest thing right now, I think you're either on a 7 or 8 game winning streak.
More than that. Okay.
You have like a 14-6-1 record.
Yes, sir.
Or 14,
about
approximately, and whatever. I don't keep track of stats. I honestly think that you're playing some of your best football, even though it might be a little subdued. Just take me through that. It's obviously a team sport, and I think you're just becoming the ultimate team player for your team. So give me a little what your mindset is this season compared to other seasons where you were catching 20-something touchdowns.
Right. Well, first off, thank you. I appreciate that because I actually do agree. I really do feel that. It is even when I played football before, like I would always consider people consider me, I guess, a star player. I definitely was scoring touchdowns, everything, but I never considered myself like, oh, I'm like the greatest player. I'm just that guy that's gonna go get done what needs to be done to win. And because that's what eats me alive. It's not about I have this many touchdowns that eats me alive. Right. What eats me alive is I lost today. You know what I mean? I can't stand losing. I struggle. I've been reading books of learning how to be a better loser because I have a kid now. And I'm like, I can't just teach her winning is everything. But that's how I just went through life, I feel like. So I just, I feel like this year I've just been focusing on, okay, we need a block. Sure. When Prey came back from his injury and he can't play quarterback, I was like, listen, all jokes aside, if you feel you're not getting time, I will go to the line. He's like, no, I'll be fine. And it was 2-3 drives. I'm like, I'm going to the line. And I'm blocking Beast. And Beast is like, yo, what is this? You got pass blocking steps and everything. I'm like, listen, it's
on the hips.
Yeah, exactly. Come on. Shakira hits.
Right.
I don't lie.
I got 2 things to that. Number 1 is you're the only person I know who had a kid and then started reading a book about how to be a loser. But number 2 is the fact that the things that you're talking about are actually, in my opinion, what made Singer the MVP last year. Yep. He may not have been the touchdown leader, but every game he was making impact plays, whether it was on defense taking care of someone or blocking for someone else running. He was just a menace on the field. And I think that's kind of the similar things that you're doing this season. And I think it's phenomenal.
So I just for MVP.
No, so
that's what I heard.
No, I want to answer something else. I think
MVP.
I think it's the reputation the Singer had even before them. Creating the reputation of I will do whatever it takes to win. And just hearing you now say it and now thinking about this season, this is, like David was saying, this is your most combined, I'm going to do whatever it takes to win season. And we gotta respect and honor that because you are a stat machine.
I appreciate it. And look, I love stats. I definitely do. I played football my
guy or the metric?
No, I love stats as well, the guy, but I love statistics. I love scoring touchdowns. I've scored, I don't know how many touchdowns in my life, a lot. And trust me, they always feel just as good as they did the first time. But it's at the same time, you can score 50 touchdowns and lose a game by 1, and you're not going to remember those touchdowns so vividly. You're going to remember those touchdowns oh my God, how did we lose? So it's it's not I want to be the best teammate thing. It's about me. It's about me. I don't like to lose, and that's how it is. That's why I picked Prey as my quarterback. I was like, this guy's a winner. I don't like to lose. I love you, Ron.
Enough, Prey picked you, but that's fine.
No, you'd be surprised. I picked Prey. Trust me.
He doesn't know it yet.
He doesn't know, but I picked him. Trust me. It was embedded.
Well, let's talk about Bob.
Sure. We definitely talk about
Are you allowed to talk about Bob?
Yeah, we can talk about Bob. Bob Gunn, you can talk about. All right. There's no problem about that. The fact of the matter is this.
First of all, Bob Gunn, you talk about Bob Gunn?
Yep. First rule. Look, bop is to me. It means so much to me. I'm not gonna lie. To me, it's bop. Birds of prime,
and
comma, prey.
Yeah.
But
Especially PJ's.
however you spell it, to me, it's a great thing because I feel like Prey as the leader, Prey is like phenomenal. You know, he's so supportive. He's such a nice guy. He's one of those people that's a genuinely nice guy.
The worst.
It's
impossible to hate.
I hated people like that until I met Prey, and I was like, why don't I hate this guy? He's a great guy, and the way he leads, like no matter what, like any game we're in, we could be losing by 20. He threw 4 picks, and I'm like, I'll do anything you need me to do, bro.
Yeah.
Like what? Because he's out there to have fun, and he wants other guys to have fun. He wants everybody else to enjoy themselves. And I feel like when you play for Bop, it's hard not to. Like people, you know, I know that whole scenario of, oh, Mighty destroyed Bop last year. So overblown. He definitely did not. Mighty bought in, was like in the chat, laughing, joking.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, we just didn't have a good season. You know, that's what happens. But that whole thing, like Prey doesn't let any nobody destroy. PJ didn't destroy Bob this year. He tried, but he didn't destroy Bob this year.
We're ridiculous. I don't
That's
say
true.
as a crony.
Punch and solo.
But anyway.
There's no way.
We have a chance to go to the finals.
By
What
the
am I
way,
saying?
Can we just say that
We dropped the ball on that one.
the most talked
Let
about
me
guy,
drop the PJs.
but the most talked about guy in your team right now is Solo. He's the most talked.
Is
Right
he?
now, I think so. I think he's the most talked about guy in your team. I think Solo right now is the most dynamic defender in Jewball.
Look,
I love.
I'm gonna
Solo,
take this time
but
to compliment him and give him a little criticism
Yeah, go
because
ahead.
that's my guy. He recently became an X Factor. Not that he wasn't an X Factor before, but he's an X Factor officially. About the matter is this: Solo is ridiculous. Solo can be unstoppable, but Solo's only ridiculous right now. Doesn't push himself sometimes, but recently with this little switch to linebacker every now and then, what I seen yesterday, that's a man on a mission, and that's a scary thing in football because nothing was stopping.
Solo is scary.
Yeah. I trust me. I learned that yesterday.
Just
So well.
like nope.
He's ridiculous. You can't be that strong and that fast and that
good
aggressive.
looking.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
And that good looking.
Sorry.
I agree,
Yeah,
but like
man.
that aggressive. I've played football my whole life, and the big guys that look all strong, and then there's like these big softies, these big puddings. And you're like, oh man, forget about that. We don't got to worry about him. And then Solo comes and he's throwing your freaking throat through your ass on a block, and then runs down the field. That's what- he runs down the field and like he's blocking people downfield. I mean, don't get me wrong, like Munch is ridiculous, but Munch looks athletic. Solo looks like he just should be a muscle, but he's not. He's an animal.
Munch
Wait,
doesn't
hold
look
on a
like
second.
he's gonna kill you. Solo looks like he's gonna kill you.
Munch looks like he'll apologize after the hit. Solo looks like he'll like hit you and then be like, "Where are your parents? I'm gonna take them out too." And that's the scary part.
You had mentioned something. You mentioned pudding. You did.
I did.
And that got me thinking. I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah, come to think of it, I'm kind of hungry also.
Like, what would go perfect right
Munchies are
now
kicking in.
with the beers that we're crushing?
Some
nice
meaty meat.
Like, I mean, I feel we need a sacker also. A guy who gets.
Well, I listen. In fact, it's all you, bro.
I moved away from the sack, but it's me. But
say meat. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! We got. Look at this! Oh my goodness!
This
Guys.
episode of TBI is being sponsored by Prime Cuts.
this
Hope
is
anyone's hungry.
this is the
Prime
first. This is the first episode.
Singer, you gotta come, singer.
Hey,
Have you
this is-
sold that pinky show?
Two pinky.
But this is
You forgot to put the beat and then singer come.
no joke. This is, no joke. This is quite possibly, not quite possibly. This is literally the first episode where I will have a guest meat in my mouth.
There you go.
Despite that is disputed.
Just to show you.
Like Prime Cut.
We're gonna break this open, and we're gonna all enjoy some meat as we talk football. Cut. Welcome to TBI.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Yeah, we should.
Once again, they can get Prime Cuts at.
They can reach out to me. My cell phone number or Instagram, Prime Cuts. I will say that Jewball has been our number one source of customers. So either directly or by passing word around. So thank you all to Jewball. We will sponsor some future event with Prime Cuts, so look forward to that. But thank you all. I also want to drop some knowledge. It was brought up on TBI previously as a trivia question. This week is actually the 10-year anniversary of me first starting to play with Jewball.
Wow.
That's right.
There goes.
Listen, Cookie, obviously we greatly appreciate the
Thank
meat.
you.
And Cookie, we know you always bring the meat, but you also bring the sacks.
The commission.
Well, you know, because
usually
you can't have without the sacks. But for a little bit yesterday, you were the sack leader.
Yes.
I tied for sack leader.
Tied. It's been a battle between you and the new guy. I don't know if we can mention him yet.
We had him on last week.
Right.
Literally. Yeah.
Right.
Open. Good job. Okay. Talk to me about.
While you're talking, I'm going to jump in and have some meat here.
Listen, put Cookie's meat in your mouth all day, baby. Cookie, talk to me about this season and how you feel, how you're playing and going up against this rookie in the sack battle.
So I will say, I'm going to go back a couple of years. 3 years ago, had a really great season. I think I actually led
You
as
did.
a sack leader.
You did.
Last year, Munch came in on a mission, had like 54 or 59 sacks.
You had that one
crazy.
game where you had nine.
Right. Oh, another fact check.
Do you
Uh,
know meat?
Oh, I eat all the time. You gotta put my hand all over it. Yeah,
Right.
it's delicious. Before Munch had that 10 sack game, Beast had one, but I actually had a last game of, I think it was the 2000 something season.
Doesn't count.
Beast actually quartered the last game and I sacked him 9 times. So
I do remember.
yeah, so a couple of fact checks.
Pre-stats era does not.
It was
count.
not pre-stats. No, it's on there. It's on the
Here,
website.
post
It's on the website.
Is it?
Yeah, it's there.
Prove
Um,
it.
I'm gonna pull it
Tom,
up.
next time.
Pull it out right now, baby.
That's fine.
No, it's right here. It's on
Hey, I believe that. All right.
Anyhow, okay, yeah. So we had that. Last year was rough. Munch came in. I think I got injured, and it just was tough giving up there. This year I was feeling pretty good about myself. 40 years old.
15.
Doing well. Wrote to 215. I actually hit it at one point this year.
Really?
And then Open comes in, who is a phenomenal player, phenomenal athlete. Open, you suck because I'm like double your age, and you finally caught up to me. So you have what to prove. I'm going to try. I'm really going to try to beat you this year, but I hope that you get it. And if you don't, sucks for you. But it's been an honor and a pleasure. I'm sure that the randomizer picked it up yesterday and put us against each other, and it was tight. It was tight at one point, and then Open's just phenomenal player.
So like that's something that I've always wondered about it. And I think obviously you said, so you had said yesterday that at one point you tied it. That means in your head, you know, I'm behind a certain number of sacks. I just want to see you two fucking battle the rest of it. You know what I mean? But like anytime that they sign up for both earlier, you know, both of them earlier, both of them late, like I just want to see them go on opposite teams and literally like line up one-on-one the entire game and just, you know what I mean? Like that, I would love. That's something I would love to just watch.
It's a better battle than Zin and Storm, Cookie versus Open. I think it's a better battle.
And I appreciate that. And I will tell you, I will lose that battle. I played it.
Wow.
Austin Logan. That'd be great.
Open legs versus solo meats is definitely going solo meats.
Solo.
That's how it's going. Open legs versus solo meats.
No question.
It's going solo meats.
Box is going all the way. There's no.
They're both bringing the sack. Solo got the Tupac sack, you know, solo. One God,
but I could see the quarterback calling a play, and they'll be like, okay, the tight end will roll out, and could he be like, no, we can't let him come in. One man unblocked, not letting Open get it. I'm gonna stay back. He's like, no, the play is due. No, I'm staying back.
Do you have PTSD or something? Did that happen to you guys? I don't know what happened.
The truth is, yesterday Open was I was exhausted. Playing 2 games, I love playing 2 games. It doesn't happen often, but going up against Open was exhausting. And by the end of the game, I even told Open, I was like, I'm holding you. Like it's just gonna happen. I'm not gonna do nothing right now. And he called a hold, and he wasn't supposed to. He called a hold. I said, hey, whatever.
What a pudding.
But yeah, it's a good battle. It's been fun getting to the end of the season. You know, it'll be tight. I'm happy to go to battle against him any day. Hopefully I can come out on top, but if not, I'm okay with it because people enjoy my meat. So.
Good. Good. Talk to me for a second. So, 2 questions. You've been in Jewball. You said this is your 10-year anniversary, right? So you've been for a while.
Yeah.
Were you always a lineman, tight end? Like, was that always your thing, or did you transition from a different position over?
That's a great question.
question.
No, I was not always. It was the fabled during the time of the Dark
No, that
Ages.
was a great question.
When we actually had a Jewball team join, I think it was Cortland or whatever it was. I think we were blue color. I forgot what the name of the team was. And I switched over to the line position and discovered
That team needed a lineman.
I guess they needed a lineman. I was getting older and slower, and it suited me well for what my strengths were at that point. 10 years ago, I was a lot faster than I am now. But you know, the skills needed at the line, I was well suited for, and as can be seen by the stats don't matter, but as can be seen by those numbers, it's been working well.
Listen, this is the first time we've actually been outnumbered by Bop on this couch.
Yeah.
We have
What are you
leads.
talking about?
I mean,
You and me are. There's 2 of us on Top Guns.
yeah, so we've been outnumbered. Like,
Nah, it's not outnumbered.
Well,
I mean,
technically,
like,
even.
I may turn on.
We are back to Sunday.
he just still on the Bop track.
He just made me trade him.
I
know. We
I-
traded him immediately.
Oh, WWE.
You don't know that he.
I made pull-
promo through Bray. Said say this to the rest of them.
They pull a heel turn on Sunday and rip off my Lionheart shirt to reveal a Bob shirt underneath, like old school.
That would be a
NWO.
phase turn. That's one. Second of all, we would jump you.
Then we bring in Davo.
We traded you, and Snow is doing great for our mental health. So we're not trading them back.
A more realistic situation is at some point during the game, there's a small collision, and then PJ just thinks he's on Bob.
Next season after the draft. Like,
Freddie, thanks for drafting me again.
But I wanted to say that because we have a Bop Lionhearts game and we're semi kind of outnumbered here, what would be your advice going up against Roll Tide, because they are the top of the leagues? You know, they're rolling, they're kicking everyone's tuchus right now. How would you, as a lineman and as a top cornerback, think about going about Roll Tide?
Meaning if they play each other in the championship.
No, even
No,
just give us advice.
Basically,
in general.
a Top Guns player is asking for advice against Roll Tide from a Bob player.
Correct.
Right? But
I mean, not necessarily Top Guns, but just for the whole league.
You do realize Bob
In general.
lost to Top Gun. I mean,
yeah,
lost,
tell us what not to do.
lost to Roll Tide.
But we do have a top lineman and a top corner in this league right now on the couch, so I'm trying to pick their brains.
So I would jump in if you don't mind, Brian,
Right.
Please.
and say that leagues are stupid. And stop. They don't matter. So no matter what you do, just it doesn't.
I'll eat
matter.
some meat to that.
So I'll start with that.
That's
Brian, you
so
can take
good.
it from there.
Yo, can we get something on this side?
No.
No, all
Brothers
just
be hungry over
Well,
here.
aside from the whole leagues being a sham of what it once was, I will say playing them is the same as playing anybody. I mean, you can't go into a game and think about the best receiver, TD, leader, who's an MVP candidate. It doesn't matter. Any given Sunday, I'm a Patriots fan. As you can see, I watch the Patriots lose. It's you
Who
lose
gets
games
to
you
the
never
Giants?
anyway. So we don't talk NFL here. We talk TBI anyway. So I've learned throughout my life that you lose in football, sometimes you win. So it doesn't really matter who it is. You got to go out there and play it like any other game. If you play your game and whoever your quarterback happens to be in whatever team you are, if they come to play, whoever that is, then you guys have a decent chance of beating them because this is football. You know what I mean? I don't think there's any like real scheming that goes into it. But if I could give you any scheming advice, I'd say somehow guard Zin with a lot of people. And then guard Morty with a lot of people also. And they got a lot of weapons. Rook, I don't know. Shout out to X Factors, by the way.
Ernie?
Oh my goodness.
Factors.
Listen,
Yo,
it doesn't.
Not
They're
people
all
like-
X Factors.
Not people like I stop at the.
I got my money on roadside. That's all I got this.
Not people like I stop at the 1 yard line. How many times?
He's a team player.
We're talking about Ernie.
He knew I needed some stats. Leave him alone.
Okay, wait, ready? And so basically, you guys are saying nothing. Thank you very much for all your help. I heard cheat and bring extra players on the field to body Zin and Morty.
Jerome's not here.
Oh, my bad. We got Lionhearts here. I mean, that's like semi.
Okay.
I mean, like, listen, like that's what we had him on box. It's like,
So sorry, can we get? I'm gonna get back to Cook for a second. Could walk us through. So again, 10 years in the league. Obviously, PJs. When did you join?
I've been in the league about 15 years now.
Okay, so second most senior guy on the couch. Talk me through just how the talent and also the physicality has progressed from like the day you start, and maybe it's gone up or maybe it's gone down, but from when you started to where we are now, and kind of what you've seen over the last 10 years.
Bro, this is ridiculous.
So I think that there have always been physical players. You have a guy like Zed, who's incredibly physical. I mean, he's playing tackle football in Israel now. And then you have guys that weren't as physical. But I will say the talent level now is insane. There's so much good talent. Look at draft night, where you had the top, people were upset that they got taken in the 5th, 6th, 7th,
Storm.
8th round.
Yeah.
But it's not like the people that were taken before them were awful.
Right.
It's that the talent, the first, second, third, I mean, until David dropped, told him knows where, but the talent level is incredible. But you know what? I think when you bring in more talent, it forces everyone else to play better, to play harder, to play more physical. Sometimes you're going to play a little more physical because you need to overcome things that are lacking. So you may not be good at grabbing flags, so you have to
grab
flags.
No idea what you're talking about.
I will say that on Sunday, Prime went to grab my flag, and it was phenomenal. He pulled both flags and tackled me, and it hurt. It hurt a lot. So great job doing that. That's a classic. That's the picturesque flag grab where you grab the flags but also take the guy out so he doesn't have a chance of stiff arming you or whatever it was.
Ideally, you can break his leg.
And he's grabbed other things in the past. But I will say, so going back to your question, is that it's been physical in the past, not to this level, and the talent level now in the last year or two is so much higher. I mean, you have Jay who's constantly going back to the glory days, and Beast ripped on him tonight. Welcome back, Beast. It's nice to see you.
Yeah, we love that Beast, by the way. Right? Like Beast in love, we're happy for him, but Beast not in love, we're thrilled for ourselves. For sure. Right? Like
so welcome back.
Guys, you just
no, he's back to the warrior Beast, and that's the Beast we love.
That's the Beast we need.
That's right. Absolutely. So Jay goes back to glory. Oh, this guy was phenomenal. This guy was great. I mean, you have a guy like Spira who, the way he played on Sunday, I can't imagine how good he was 20 years ago.
Spira. All right.
So great to see the talent that we have now, and it's exciting to have that young talent, to know that Jewball is going to continue to go on at least for another year, maybe 2.
At least another year.
All right, Cookie, because I asked open last week, I have to ask you this week, who is your favorite quarterback to put your sack on? I mean, sack.
So I'm going to give a similar answer to what he gave.
Oh, I would love for everyone just to pile their sacks on Dak.
The toughest quarterback to tackle right now is Dax.
I also love that you said
he
tackle.
drops back. He's the toughest to cut. But the most enjoyable is either going to be Aaron or fight. Either one, to be able to go after them to get their flags is good. I mean, like you said before, Prager, he's just such a nice guy. Like,
right.
You kind of feel bad.
You don't even want to hurt him.
It's like great sack, great sack.
It's like no.
That's an amazing flag grab, by the way. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so most enjoyable is probably Aaron, because he gets so hurt by it. It's like it digs deep into him, and like it affects him the rest of the game. So that's enjoyable too.
Listen, I would ask Prime who his favorite quarterback to pick off is. Well, we know he's just gonna say Aaron.
No, wrong. Definitely not your own. I love Yoon. That is like one of my favorite people on the planet. As contrary to what people
believe
think.
that.
I truly think Yoron is first class person, amazing person. So happy I met him. My life is infinitely better after meeting him. All those aside. But
we're gonna cut that out, right?
It's definitely
we need blooper material.
Yeah. He's fun to pick off, but I'm used to that. That's like a regular occurrence in my life. And it's why he go watch a game that he plays against me. He won't throw it my side, because if he does, it's an interception or an incompletion. So that's fine to me. My favorite person to pick off is Dax. And it's because
Okay,
Dax
answer.
beat me forever on in that stupid Tuesday night league. So now he's in Jewball and I see him every damn Sunday. I just want to pick him off every time I see him. It doesn't happen that much. He actually is like a really accurate quarterback. But
It's really good.
when I get my chance, trust me, he'll hear about it for like weeks and weeks and weeks because he's ridiculous. You know what I mean? But definitely Dax. And at least would be Prey. I never want to hurt him. It just happens.
Listen, I think everyone's after Dax. I think Roll Tide everyone's after Roll Tide.
Listen, to be the man, you got to beat the man. So right now
No,
they're right now they're on top.
Such a kid. The way you like.
Right now they're the top team. They have the best record. They seem to be going on all the cylinders. Everybody wants to beat them, but at the end of the day, we are entering our last week of league weeks, and we'll see what happens with the playoffs. We'll see what happens in the playoffs. But right now, they are the team to beat. So, all right, gentlemen, this was such a pleasure having you both here.
Thank you.
Thanks to the meet.
Awesome. Thank you.
Also, I don't want this to get forgotten, but thanks to the song, man. I mean, you really,
you're so right.
I mean, dude,
You're
this
so
is
fucking right.
You know, like just getting us.
Season 3's coming out soon. I'm just saying.
I got plenty.
Yeah.
I got plenty.
The point here is that, as much as we have fun with TBI, it would not be the same without your tune in the beginning.
I
And
appreciate that.
and the feedback I've gotten from people outside of Jewball who've listened to TBI, because remember, you want to subscribe.
I just start singing the song like,
Well, no, I definitely really appreciate that. All jokes aside, music's really important to me. I feel like it's my football away from the field and lets me, I guess, get Prime away from Deontay because Deontay is a better human being when Prime is his own entity, and when they're together, they're a little crazy. So, I definitely appreciate that. But no, all jokes aside, I really appreciate it. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Shameless plug, Wonder Kid Prime. 2 underscores. That's me. Come follow me anytime
Spotify,
you
I'll share
want.
it soon.
Exactly. Spotify, anything. Come check me out. And if you need a song for anything, I mean, I'm here. You know what I mean?
Bar mitzvahs, wedding, brisses,
You name it.
funerals.
I'm a little.
Got everything.
I don't know if I can make a song for Briss. I don't.
I would love an Ernie.
What can I make a
Prime
song for Briss?
collaboration.
I can do that.
The next
Oh, Ernie. We
wedding.
need the feature.
The next Jewball wedding should be
Listen, I can sing.
It might be.
I can sing.
It might be.
Me
Peace?
and Ernie.
Here's how I see it. Here's how I see it. If I'm picturing it perfectly, it's a Ernie Prime collaboration with the Wizard writing some lyrics.
Yes.
Don't worry, guys.
And I'm playing the drums.
It's coming.
And playing the-
This place I could say it. The Wizard writes all of my lyrics. Shout out to
You only said it because no one watches, but
my guy.
Boyd, thank you so much for joining. This is
Thank
awesome.
you.
Thank you.
Dude.
Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
No, this is
Thank
great.
you.
This is great.
Again,
This is
prime
so-
cuts. Don't forget prime cuts.
Yeah, prime cuts. Yeah, we won't forget it.
Thank you to those guys for everything they did, coming on, bringing the meat and everything. And that's a good sign for us to go kick it off to Big E.
Welcome to Big E's Hug Therapy, where we don't believe in talk therapy, we believe in hugs. Today, we need to talk to our fearless leader, Jay, and the QB and captain of Top Gun's fight. Gentlemen, we need to create a thruple hug. We need to get in there and hug it out for the good of the people. Gentlemen, you get E's Hug of the Week. Boys, enjoy the week, and back to you in the TBI studio.
He nailed it.
He always nails it.
Nailed it.
That guy.
Biggie
That's
knows how to nail it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's the guy who knows how to hug.
All right, let's talk about yesterday's games. We had 1A and 1B. 1A features 2 quarterbacks who know each other well, Yaron versus Fight, versus the other side, maybe in a new up-and-coming rivalry, Dax versus Prey. One game had a lot of excitement. The other game had some less excitement. But you had the TD receiving leaders in Storm versus Zin. Storm best Zin in the game, actually picked off a ball away from Zin, had a touchdown as well. Zin went statless in that game. Fight just didn't have much yesterday. Spiro, like we mentioned earlier in our interview, right? Spiro just went off in that game. And, big win for Yaron. The other side, I mean, Prey versus Dax, 6-5 victory. We've always talked about the early games not being offensive. Those 2 guys are offensive power.
No, I was offended by both.
I mean, 6-5 on an early game. I mean, holy smokes! I keep using that word because that's all I could think of when I think
I
of
thought
that
that's
game.
because Prime was here, but yeah, no, I get it. No, you look like as someone who loves defense, I hate to see it,
Right.
but as a spectator and probably someone in the game, you gotta love the back and forth, right? Like it wasn't like a 6-1 game and then the team comes back and scores a couple of TDs, right? It was a back and forth, and maybe the biggest margin at any point in time was two
touchdowns.
right?
Yeah, two
So like that's a game where both teams are in it, both teams are cranking, both
I mean,
quarterbacks are playing well.
Yeah,
Like
Dax looks early on like he's gonna steamroll that game, and then Prey just chips away, comes back,
that's
wins the game 6-5. And then you think that's it. Like you think great Sunday, 2 games. No. There's 2 more. And you have 2A being Yaron versus Prey. So kind of the winners of game 1. And then on the other side, you have Perla, who's our up and coming. This guy is giving us something.
up and coming fan favorite.
Exactly. Well, he's already a fan favorite. He's just an up and coming, really top quarterback in our league versus, old reliable Rabin. And they have a back and forth.
Listen, from my perspective of game 2, playing in one and watching the other one, I think Perla and Solo is a future tandem to watch. I think they understand each other. I think they connected on a level that people didn't think that they would connect on right away. And
Are they dating or they're playing football?
No, I think they both can dodge wrenches. I think that's the key.
I literally, it's White Goodman and Michelle. They're like
I know exactly
The
what
right
you're talking
chair,
about,
yeah.
and I hope everyone else does.
and listen, and in game A or B, whatever you want to call it,
That meme is going in.
listen, I'm not to like toot my own horn. What mean Prime and Prey are right now unstoppable?
You got a great win. You once again have
Listen,
played well. Another Sunday where you played really well. I'm
it's
proud of you.
it's standard. But
It is standard.
No.
This week.
Yeah, unfortunately, Top Guns has been bitten by the injury bug, but I will be there.
All right, good.
And I will be predicting a Top Guns win.
I will get to that a little bit soon.
Okay, I'm
Don't
sorry.
rush ahead.
But the 4 games this week, I'd like to say I'm very impressed.
Yeah.
Everybody showed up almost on time. But
In a fire game,
Yeah,
game 2,
listen,
so I'll let
yeah.
it slide.
by the way,
And he didn't originally sign up either. He was
Also, last season he was there at every game. I'll give him.
Yeah.
It's a pass in my book.
by
Not
the way,
everyone, but
Rook made the most unbelievable
interception.
Yeah.
that I've
Oh,
ever
agree.
seen him make. The best way he's ever made. Shout out the Rook.
Agreed. He earned the T8.
And by the way, our first live in-person guest as well.
This is
So there
true.
you go. I mean,
But-
listen, a lot of credit to him.
But Prey and Perla also led their teams to victory. And I think it was just I don't want to say a perfect Jewball Sunday, but it was a fantastic Jewball Sunday that was definitely one for the history books.
Well, let's jump into another Jewball Sunday. That's Super Bowl Sunday, Jewball Sunday. We got a big barbecue this week. Unfortunately, rumor has it that while we enjoy the cookie board, the cook won't be there for the barbecue. And that will mark our 3rd anniversary of the Super Bowl barbecue, one in which we did it on the grass. We had some pajappers, we had some wings, eggs.
It was a hell of a day.
eggs. I mean, geez, like that was incredible. I think we lost. It was snowing. We lost our little tent there. Destroyed. But here we are, 3rd anniversary of that this Sunday. And a little tidbit: we got leagues this week. Let's just jump into predictions, guys. We do it all the time. Actually, our last predictions didn't come true because no games were actually played. Ironically,
We came because the games weren't played. We probably came closer than we ever have.
that's
but-
true. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about your game, Top Guns versus Roll Tide, which might very well be a
Championship.
preview of round 1. As everything stands right now, Top Guns versus Roll Tide. If you would have asked me before the season, I would have said Top Guns are going to run away with this game. But right now, all the energy is on Roll Tide. What do you guys are in the game? I'll let you guys talk first.
You want to go first? You want me to go?
Yeah, I don't mind going first. Look, I believe in Top Guns. We have a great quarterback.
Wait,
We have a
are
great-
you playing?
No, I've got training
Okay.
Firefighter training on Sunday that was scheduled in advance that was not able to make
The
it.
one that's actually important he has to go to happens to be this week. I'm just saying, schedulers of the league, step it up.
Anyway, I think that a full strength, everyone healthy Top Guns, I think this is a very, very interesting game. I think with Singer either not playing or being at less than 100%, I think with a handful of other injuries and players being out, I think it's a really, really uphill battle for Top Guns. We have a great quarterback, we have a great line, we have great receivers, but again, it's really hard to battle that injury bug. And I think because of that, I do see Roll Tide coming away 4-2 victory or something like that.
Now you don't necessarily need to win this Sunday, but you want to be competitive. If you're competitive, you don't win. You still take that as a victory. I know you're not into moral victories, but in this situation right now, would you take a moral victory?
I don't know about moral victory, but the way the Top Guns, at least from my perspective, or the way of looking at it, is that like seeding doesn't matter to us. Obviously, we make the playoffs, so
Exactly.
all we're concerned about is getting 2 victories in a row, and that doesn't include this week. So I'm not saying we're not trying. We are absolutely 100% trying. If Roll Tide beat us, it's not because we gave up, it's because they beat us. So I don't want to take anything away from Roll Tide. But from our perspective, the real games start after this week. And that's what we're focused on. Being healthy for those games and playing well and getting 2 in a row.
I think that makes sense. Davo, you're usually Mr. Positive in your games.
So I don't think there has been a TBI episode where I have not predicted that my team will win.
Exactly.
There is a first for everything. This is not one of those times. No,
yes. Oh
no.
I think it's going to be a battle, and I am going to predict a tie. No, I can't do that, right?
Even with extra points?
Even with extra points. Because obviously extra points help so much. By the way, like everyone saying extra points and then losing only by missing his extra points, I think is the funniest thing.
You know, I brought that up like 8 episodes ago. Come on.
I know, but we were looking at stats, just funny. Top Guns definitely has their work cut out for them. Roll Tide is just rolling, and they're just freaking insane. Dax and Zin, obviously 2 MVP candidates. Morty Dax, obviously a Rookie of the Year candidate. He's got like 11 touchdowns and 17 touchdowns and 11
17
games.
touchdowns in 11 games. Jeez.
All 3.
Yeah.
And besides the fact that you're talking about the sack leader also on the team, you're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4 on their team. It's ridiculous. They literally have like a crazy team. Top Guns definitely has the work cut out for them. I don't think we will be full strength, but I'm gonna predict a 34-20 victory. So it's like a 5-3.
Yeah.
Over. Like who? Like
Roll Tide is gonna
5-3. All right.
Yeah.
Peach, how do you see it?
But like I said, I just want to see Roll Tide
Davo.
kind of gel and get into their rhythm, because like you said, it only comes down to 2 in a row, which I think we will take eventually, maybe.
Yeah, I think after the beating you guys took last time, I don't think it's going to be that crazy and that much of a blowout. I think you guys are more competitive in this game. I think you know your team a little bit better than you did before.
I think Singer very much makes a game.
Listen, if Singer's playing, it makes a difference, but Roll Tide is still really good. Listen, at the end of the day, it's going to be a close game. I don't think it's a blowout. I do think Top Guns loses, though, but I think it's a good, like I mentioned, which is why I asked you before about a moral victory. I think if you're competitive in that game, that's a victory, not because you're likely to face them in round 1. So you kind of can catapult yourself into a good game. Sort of like,
I agree.
I don't want to talk about football, but sort of like when the Giants and the Patriots played each other. I only can bring this up with Prime, not here. In the regular season finale, and the Giants really stuck with them and then beat them in the Super Bowl.
By the way,
that confidence boost.
By the way, it was the closest game the Patriots played that season. I'm just saying.
So here's the thing. It's a close game. I'm going 4-2, similar to what you said before. 4-2. I can even see. Yeah, well, exact same.
I say
There it is.
Yeah.
She said 4.
All right, moving on to Lionheart's Bop.
Yeah.
This is kind of like your first love versus your new current sweetheart. So, like, how's that? What do you see that going?
The last time these two teams
Yo,
played
can
each
you that
other,
meme that's like looking back?
this is the first time these two teams have played each other since that awful, disgusting Greece Park.
Oh, see, I thought you were going to say the first time these two played each other.
Well, that's also true. But here's the thing. These two teams are very well matched up. Avery's back, but he's batter. Goldberg is out. He's still injured. Kutt's not playing this week, so Bob is not 100%. Lionhearts need this win because they want to go into confidence boost. Because again, this is likely round one as well. I can very well see a 4-3 Lionhearts victory, but again, it's going to be hard fought. Listen, it could go either way.
I'll keep it short and sweet. I see a 3-2 Bop win. Davo?
I will keep it short and sweet, and I will obviously trash Sharon because any chance I get, I will always do that. I think Prime and Prey are rolling right now. I think Yaron is not rolling right now. Even though Goldberg is out, yes, I think Tom has a great game.
Prey really has a good connection with Tom. Jeez.
Honestly, I think I don't want to say like a blowout, like a 4-0, but like a 4-1, maybe a 4-2 victory from Bob. So it's like a 6 carry to 7. I think you're talking about like a 28, 27, 12. I don't think Lionhearts even scores any extra points because apparently everyone doesn't like to do that.
Davo, it's interesting. You predict a blowout. Does a point differential bring us nicely into 3 sets in?
You know what? This week it actually does.
Nice.
This week on 3 stats in, we have 3 stats in. This week for 3 stats in, we're going to do positive and negative net ratings. What does that mean? That means when you're on the field, you either have a positive or negative net rating. So mean you scored more than you have given up. Now, obviously, it's a team sport, so it's depending on your team. But we have 5 questions this week.
5 balls in. We had 2 guests, 3 balls, 5 balls in.
1, 2, 3, carry the 4. Okay. We will start with our first question. We will start with the basics, meaning linemen, because I think they're basic. No offense. Bert, my candidate for most improved, does he have a positive or a negative net rating?
Across his career, not just this season, or
this season. It's
this season
specifically.
I'm gonna go Bert. I'm gonna go. Well, sorry. We gonna even talk about our previous standings? I think I'm like 3 in a million.
Do you remember
Davo, and PJ's probably at 500.
We're starting fresh because we haven't done 3 stats in a few episodes. We'll start fresh right now.
All right,
Here we go.
I think Bert's got a positive. Like at the end of the day, I think his team has scored more touchdowns than his team has given up. I'll go positive.
Yeah, I got to go positive also here.
Bert actually is a positive.
Yeah,
there we go.
Nice. Right. All right, 1-1. Here we go. 1-0, both of us. Keep going. Fire away.
I actually have to commend Bert.
No.
Are you ready to love Bert? We got it.
We got it. Most
We got it.
Keep going.
Okay. Let's talk. We've talked about this guy a lot. He is actually leading in receiving touchdowns. Stormy Daniels. Positive.
I'm gonna go Stormy Daniels.
Positive or negative?
An interesting question.
Now remember, he's leading in receiving touchdowns.
Yeah, I know, and I think that you're trying to trick us here. I'm gonna go negative, not because I think Storm's bad. I think he's great, but just because the way you phrased it, I'm gonna go negative.
Honestly, negative as well.
Correct. Stormy has a negative net rating of 71 to 67. It's very close.
Right.
Let's go to our second place leader.
2 by the way. Yeah.
Let's go to our second place leader, Zin.
By the way, second place leader, also known as just second place.
Correct.
And the number 4 pick in the draft.
So Zin, is this as a quarterback, as a wide receiver, or is this both?
A total accumulation of all of his games. Now remember, Zin happens to be on Roll Tide, who has been rolling over.
I'm gonna have to say
it's a positive.
And that's where I got you both. Sorry, that's where I got you
Kid
guys.
show.
Zin is actually a negative rating with a 67 to 61. I hear some of the audience.
No, you mean 61 to 67.
Well, 67 negative rating to a 61 positive rating.
All right.
So 2-1. I'll live with that. Keep going. Let's go. Zin, you suck.
Let's do.
Let's do flirting, right?
Well, that's,
There goes
there's
that.
different types of flirting. So.
Let's go, Dave.
Let's do Rook. We've been hard on the Rook. He was the first live appearance guest. Rook, does he have a positive or negative rating this year?
I think positive.
Negative. We had to disagree.
We have a disagreement here. And the correct answer is positive. That is correct.
Wow, for the first time this season.
This is the first time I've done better than PJ's. I'm 3-1. PJ's 2-2.
Let's see if we can even this out right
and
honestly,
I'll walk away happy. Right
I
now.
was
You can
shocked
take
by
the next one.
the difference in the positive to negative rating of Rook. I think it
So
was
Davo, you'd have
like-
to admit Rook's better than Zen, right?
like
I
a
think
plus
that's what
10.
you're telling me.
I mean,
Guy went undrafted. He's better than the number 4 pick.
I mean, listen, he might almost be close to Bert in most improved. Last
last one.
last
fifth one.
question.
Our fifth ball, which is a huge sack.
Let's see, just another roll tide here.
It is not.
Okay.
No,
We're
it's
gonna
Prime.
stay away. We're gonna go with Prime. You know,
There it is.
we had him on. Obviously, we had him on. We have to have him in 3 stats in.
I love
It
it.
wouldn't be 3 stats in without Prime. Prime with a positive or negative rating.
We're not gonna rip on our
That is
guest.
a great
Yeah,
question.
he's
I'll
positive.
go negative.
He's positive.
A disagreement.
I disagreement again.
That's what you'd call it.
Prime is way positive, my friend. Like,
I'll take it.
3-2, but that's all good.
like I said, Prime has been on a 6 or 7 or 8 game winning streak.
Prime says more, by the way. That's what he said earlier. It's more.
Well, I mean, he hasn't seen the stats recently.
Actually done a lot of positive.
Yeah.
That's good.
By the way, Prime is a positive 13. I'm pretty sure.
Of
Can't
those
recount-
5, who was the highest?
Prime.
Prime.
And that's why, like I said, he may not have the statistical season that he's been having.
It's like
before.
Tom Brady +1, which is Prime.
Oh, but Prime, I think, is actually having one of his best seasons that he's ever had in Jewball. Just remember that when it comes to voting.
One last thing. For those of you who want to expose yourselves, please send in your submissions for expose yourself videos. We got a couple of videos. We want a couple more. Send it our way. This way we can
We're hoping
fully on
We're
TBI.
hoping to debut Expose Yourself next week's episode. We're hoping to do so, but like Logan said, send it in. Dave, what should they do this week?
Just remember, if you are going to expose yourself, it is a kid's show. Number 1. Number 2, Tuesday Night Football is a possibility, so don't forget to sign up. And if there's not a game, don't forget to come out to support your own team, Team Slassy, as well as the Beast Cobras. I don't know what they're calling themselves, as in Perla's team. There is no sign up for week 18 because it is leagues, but don't forget to sign up for your league team because we are going to try to possibly make this happen.
And don't forget to come to the barbecue.
As well, if you'd like to bring anything, drinks, food, etc., don't forget to reach out to your commissioner. Hopefully we'll have
Pajoppers. Yeah, we got Pajoppers.
we will definitely hopefully
2
have
trays at least.
some Just Saying wings. Just remember, if you want to pick up your barbecue rubs, don't forget to reach out to Davo. Just Saying is very popular. Also, don't forget to order your Prime cut boards if you want to surprise your Super Bowl party. No better way to do it than put cut meat in your mouth. Anything else?
Dave, what are we?
3 balls in.
And we are now 3 balls out. Have a great week, everybody.
Let's go.
We're 3 balls in and we 3 balls out. We all up on your screens like it's prime time sprout.
Is that they love the sound. It's fresh. Yeah, I love the mix. You add, yeah, it's a fresh sound, man.
Okay,
Yo, whenever I hear
I'd like for you guys to like break down what they're saying in the back of my song because they could be saying like, "Oh, primetime sucks," and I wouldn't even know. But I love it.
It's more like donate bacon. Like that's what
Donate
they're
bacon.
chanting.
If it's donate bacon, all jokes aside, then that right there is the black man Jewish song, and it's going in the Hall of Fame because that right. I didn't even know, and it just spoke to me. It started playing, and I was like, I'm just happy to be a part of Jewball because Jewball represents that so well.
Listen, definitely, obviously, whatever fights happen on the field, the game is over. Fights are over. But let's talk about something for a second.
Fights are over.
Yeah, how many times you Yeah.
Yo, what?
No, you got
I'm just talking about verbal altercation.
Just hit later.
Good spot.
Just hit later.
Oh wait, good. Is this a blooper? If Top Gun gets rid of chance of winning this game. I'm just saying.
By the way,
real
if
fucking
you
chance.
could,
Ready? Okay, ready?
I'll see if I can make that work.
and then if you then show me saying, if you could insert him saying, if Top Gun get rid of bleep, that'd be a great blooper.
And
That would be a great blooper.
Logan saying if you can insert leave
Anyway,
top gun.
you see how this works. You get it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's scary to see.
Dude,
just
for
I'm sorry. It's
I
scary to
wish.
see even behind the scenes that you actually are.
Like the boys.
It
hurts.
Like, we shouldn't put that in there, but the controversy is we get the
I told you.
That's exactly what. That's exactly what I'm thinking. You totally know that.
What would you say?
I don't know what he said, and I don't know what you said. Well, I do know
No.
what you said. I know what you can't say.
Basically, okay.
I asked him if you're starting this week.
Okay, ready? Hold on. Ask
Yeah,
me
yeah.
again.
Are you even starting this week?
I think everyone's starting this week. I don't know if Bob has us guys to play. Unfortunately, we
Stop.
Damn, I'm just wishing.
Guys, this is not just tonight. Let's rewind. Everyone take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. We haven't even smoked. We will, but not right.
Drug Diego is the best.
By the
thing.
way, we have like 3 minutes. Like we got this, and then 3 stats in. We're done. Like that's
Oh shit! I'm like, do 3 sets in.
okay. Deep breath,
Okay.
everyone, and then ask him again,
Okay.
and then come on, you're on Top Guns.
I got it. Listen, I'm just being.
Stop.
I'm being wishful. I'm being wishful. Right
Do it
now.
again. Do it again. Do you know how terrible it is to be the adult of the room? Like, and anyone who knows me, I'm not the adult. That's the problem. That's like the fucking inmate running the right. Wait. Could you imagine if like you threw a scenario out? You're like, hey, we're gonna have a show. One of the guys is gonna hit on everyone. Also, he's gonna be the voice of reason. Could you imagine? Like, everyone's like, yeah, I'll buy into that. Like it'd be like Joey also being like, you know what Copernicus said? Like it makes no sense.